with the growing urbanization trend globally, and along with it, unfortunately, the growing environment challenges, the need for clean and at the same time space efficient mobility solutions are more required now than ever before. And as I say so, I'm inside one such a mobility solution, which is double-decker bus. But this one is an electric double-decker bus, the first of its kind in India. And this is by Switch Mobility, the subsidiary of commercial vehicle major Ashok Leyland. And I have with me Mr. Mahesh Babu, who is the COO Switch Mobility and the CEO of Switch Mobility India. Mahesh, first of all, this is not the first electric double-decker bus Switch in the sense that you have it in the UK, right? So what were the kind of changes made for the Indian version of the electric double-decker?
Actually, as you rightly said, Ashok Leyland have been pioneering double-deckers in India. We had the diesel double-deckers running between 1960s and 1980s. So we took all that learning, what we had, and took up some of the nostalgic moments of memories of Ashok Leyland. And also took something from 2014. We are running that double-decker electric buses in London. I think London is very synonymous to public mobility. If you look at it, almost 9% of London takes public transport, that too in the road. And India, we are at 1%. So we'll have to look at it. Then we realize that the importance is the footprint, the importance is the number of passengers, and it really decongests cities. It can offset close to almost 30-35 cars on a road on a single double decker.
So if you're talking about the occupancy rate of say two passengers in a car, this is what? This is about
66 seaters. So then what happens is we'll have to develop a vehicle which is futuristic. So we want to be electric. We can't bring the car consumers to the public transport unless you have air conditioned and comfortable seats. And also look at Mumbai. Mumbai is rainy, sometimes water cloggy. We'll have to make sure the floor of the bus is at a semi-low floor, not the low floor, which is in London. So like that, we'll have worked everything. We worked on the double steps. The old double-deckers in India used to have only the rear steps, but we made sure the front we have one more step. Having one more step, configuring for a 66-seater were tough, but our team did a fantastic job in configuring it well to get that. So I believe that EV22, what we have configured, is taking from the lineage of Ashok Leyland's double-deckers and the modern London double-deckers available in Metro Decker. And it has come together, and this is an amalgamation of true age requirement in Mumbai and the Indian cities.
The first batch of 200, the order for which you have secured from BEST, how long a time will it take for you to service those orders? And what will be the overall order size value?
See, if you look at this, we are supposed to supply 200 double-deckers to Mumbai, and that's the first start. We are planning to start delivering from December and complete before next June. So that's the plan. So the order book is like running 200 double-deckers on a, let's say, 56.4 rupees per kilometer, 60,000 kilometers into 12 years, you can calculate. So that's the order book. So it is a long-term contract. You know that we have a subsidy and sister company, OEM. OEM will own these buses and run them for a 12-year period. And as far as Switch is concerned, close to 400 crore plus will be the revenue by having these buses sold to OEM.
Okay. Right now, Switch Mobility is about a little over a year old. What's the current revenue and what's the revenue growth rate that you expect now that you are on the ramp-up phase now?
See, I can tell you Switch in India is a one-year-old company. So actually, after I joined, we formed the company and became operational. So revenue is not the right parameter. What I can tell you is we had 65 orders on book when I joined. Now, 1 year later almost, we have about 650 plus orders. So it clearly says we are growing at 10x within a short period. And apart from that, we have launched EV12, which is a single-decker Switch branded bus. Now we are sitting in India's first electric air-conditioned double-decker right here. So within a year. So there is a lot of traction happening on products. lot of traction happening on orders. We are established as a manufacturing facility. We have a team of close to 700 people across the globe. In India alone, 400 plus. So we have a good team, we have a good product, and we have a good order book, and nothing what more to ask for.
Right. And also in this phase, which is as I was mentioning earlier, ramp up phase, it will be a phase of investment. But at some point, I mean, what's the horizon you look? What's the horizon that you see? By which how long a horizon rather do you see by which you see kind of Switch Mobile turning profitable
See,
at the net level?
let's see, all the orders which we take are profitable. So what I would say, we are not burning cash for operations. But all the investment we need is for the future. We need investment for product development. We need investment for setting up the plant capacity. We have aspirations for LCV. We have aspiration in single decker, double deckers, private transport. We have started supplying to private transport. So we have multiple areas. So we need investment to develop these products. We need investment to setting up manufacturing facility. So I'm happy to say that investments are coming on a capital investment, which will pay off over a period of time. So this period of from now till 2025 is crucial for huge investment for us to scale up, and from there we will have to enter multiple markets and capture multiple products.
This is a public transport solution that we're sitting on the private side. What would be the solutions that the first set of solutions from Switch Mobile that is?
See, for example, we have about 100 plus orders on the private side for employee transport, for a operator model. Because if you look at the bus market, almost 80% is private operators, only 20% is state transport undertaking. So the market size is big. And then right now, most of the EV buses are tended by STUs, and it can't sustain. While I can tell you that CESL and others are trying their best to do that, it's a very good one. But what happened to the remaining 80% of the market? My focus would be to look at how to make economic viability in the personal segment. So we are looking at some areas, and some of the areas we are doing pilot. We are hopeful in a couple of years we will crack that out.
And the Indian electric bus market, which, if I'm not wrong, last year was to the tune of about only 1,000 units or so.
Yeah.
Where do you see it progressing?
So it's likely to double this year and triple next year. So it's a very good CAGR growth, I would say. So this next 2 years is very, very critical. And the number of tenders which have come and the number of customers who are showing interest looks to be very promising. I would say this is a place, it's more of a demand now, what we can manufacture and supply, than actually a market which we have to go and capture.
This one, the AC electric double-decker bus, is a new avatar, but new avatar of an existing solution. But with the kind of challenges, that environment challenges and congestion at in urban centers, new form factors are also emerging. So on the other side, what kind of new form factors would Switch be kind of looking at?
See, first is the single decker bus is the one which we launched, which is EV12. Now we are launching EV22, which is a double decker. There is a smaller footprint size which are also coming up because of the last mile mobility, particularly in terms of feeder services, where the public transport will play a vital role. So we are looking at multiple footprints. The space is huge. You know that mobility is one of the important topics across the country and across the globe, in fact. And we have started looking at how do we play in Spain, what do we do in UK, what do we do in India. And I can tell you India is very, very hot right now in all the segments where we are in EV, and it's excites us to do many more things.
Europe, the pod segment is emerging segment in Europe. Do you see that in
like,
India as well?
Something like 10-seater to 15-seater is a very good area for the last mile feeder services. We are getting a lot of inquiries about 20-seater. We are looking at it. It has to make economic sense. So we are working out how to make it successful. If we have to enter quickly, we can enter. But the issue is how do we sustain for long? And that's the product we will come up with.
And you have set up a technology center in Warwick, where, as you had mentioned earlier, core focus here will be advanced technologies, autonomous. How far is Switch from having its first autonomous pod or whatever form factor it may be?
See, our Warwick operations or R&D center has just begun. We are yet to inaugurate, but we are started moving in. We are looking at doing a demo of ADAS bus with our metro decker there. and then we'll have to do some trial. So what right now we are thinking is we don't want to jump and then say that we'll get an autonomous bus. We want to do it within the campus. Let's say we want to do learning and deployment within the campus. Do take step by step. So any new advanced technology, we will work out of Warwick office in the UK, and application engineering, core engineering will be done out of India.
And on the other end of the mobility solution, at the personal level, with the form factors, no, we have also seen some OEMs also trying out with maybe a two-seater or a single-seater pods, autonomous pods maybe. Is that something which would interest?
Right now, we have not thought anything about individual transportation. You know that our group's vision is to be top 10 in the commercial vehicle segment. So we will more or less aligned. We are good at in commercial vehicle segment. So we want to change lives of the people in the commercial vehicle segment, and then bring in more personal car users into the public transport. So that's the belief we are in, and we will only work around the narrative.
Lastly, the electrification megatrend, or some of the other megatrends also, is also fueling collaboration as a strategy for sustainable growth. So from that perspective, would Switch be looking at any collaborations with maybe including maybe another OE, maybe in addition to investors?
Okay. See, we are open for collaboration. I think, as you rightly said, it's too early stage on electrification to even do everything ourselves. We need to collaborate. For example, our MOU sign off with Chalo is a collaboration, because Chalo knows ticketing, Chalo knows front end customers, traffic pattern, where the load factors coming in, and we know technology of bus, uptime, and so on and so forth. I think that's a front-end collaboration. Similarly, if you look at our partners like Dana is world-leading powertrain manufacturers. They are our partners in making the electrification. So we are open. I think we are open in collaborating with like-minded people who create value on both ends.
And have you kind of revised your investment figure earlier, which you had earlier mentioned as 300 million British pounds?
It's the same, Suman.
It's the same, right?
Thank you.
All the best and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
There we are. We had this conversation with Mr. Mahesh Babu, COO of Switch Mobility and CEO of Switch Mobility India, inside what is India's first AC electric double-decker bus. There could be some buses like this one in other cities also, as Switch Mobility is in talks with other cities in India to supply such buses. On that note, thank you very much and take care. Goodbye.